Liverpool are the best English club in the Premier League at the moment, based on titles, fact. Okay? No matter what you say on how they've performed in recent seasons, whether you like them or hate them, in terms of trophies and titles, they are the best, both on the European stage and in English football. Man United, I know you're there level with them, but at the moment they are a level above everybody else. Man City might be trying to win back a couple of trophies, but when you look at their history, they are rich. From the very start, playing at Anfield, a stadium that was previously owned by Everton, in which they played at, Liverpool FC took over, and especially in the 1970s to 80s, they were cooking. Ian Rush, Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness, the amount of titles they won under Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley was enormous. Previously winning a few, but that era was Liverpool's era. Countless European trophies, and then going on a very, very dry spell for a very, very long time. Stevie G under Rafa Benitez, Brendan Rodgers, so close to winning the Premier League, but that mighty slip against Chelsea is what cost him, although he did have the Istanbul miracle, that against the great Ancelotti AC Milan team. The amount of icons there, if you play FIFA, every player in that AC Milan team was an icon, and they did win the Champions League, where Stevie G obviously signed his contract and stayed there and became a Liverpool legend, unlike some other right back that might not be planning on to stay. But that one trophy the Premier League eluded on for time and time and time again. They even came very close when they was battling it out with Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, until he finally brought it home on the 99 points. Liverpool's history is rich. It is covered in glory. They are Scouse, not English. It is them against the rest of the world, the rest of the UK. Say what you want about them, but they have got ultimate passionate fans, and what they have done this season and under Jurgen Klopp in their resurgence has been absolutely incredible. Holy shit, I'm in Anfield. Come on, you Reds, come on. Don't worry, I'm not going to be in this area because it's not another video of me sucking off Liverpool. I am just looking at their past and their future. Right now we'll talk about their past, because 20 times Liverpool, Man United and Liverpool have had this big rivalry for so long, and now Liverpool are definitely on the up. They've been on the up for the last 10 years, realistically, maybe even 15 or 20. But when you look back at their histories, very sort of similar. The stuff that's happened to the teams, the amount of trophies, etc, etc. And Liverpool have had a great time, a great era where they've dominated with the titles under Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, Kenny Dalglish, Ian Rush. They've got their legends, alright? This isn't a comparison against Man United, it's just focusing on Liverpool. We know what United do. Maybe if they come and win a trophy, there's a potential video for them. But Liverpool dominated the 70s and 80s pretty much, winning countless trophies. Bob Paisley being the one to realistically go and win trophy, bang, bang, bang. Bill Shankly reinforcing that and creating the Liverpool team to be set up to win that. Almost similar to the likes of how Klopp has set it up for Slot. That's what people are saying. And Liverpool, after that time where Bob Paisley left, did experience a little bit of a lull in terms of the English titles, but they did, as I say, win that Champions League, that great comeback. It just shows the sensation of Liverpool FC. You don't see many of these teams come back from 3-0 down against Barcelona to win a Champions League tie and then go and win it against AC Milan. That history, much like Real Madrid in recent times, just ties you to trophies. Real Madrid, over the last 5-6 years, have not been, I would say, the best team ever. They've looked shaky time and time again, but they somehow still find themselves in finals. That is the same with the likes of United and Liverpool, but right now they're at their peak of their powers, and they have both Slot and Klopp to thank for that. The crowd around me right now, yeah, they're chanting because they know what is coming, as long as they invest in well, can be absolutely superb, and that the way that they can go about business, which they look like they're doing at the moment, is really good from a historic standpoint as well. It all points to trophies, because you had Bill Shankly reinforce the team and make the team back to where there was. then win trophy and trophy and trophy after that. It's very similar with Klopp and Paisley, and Liverpool fans will feel like they deserve it. It's them against the world, and they're the ones who they've won a trophy or two, you know, especially under like Gerrard and Torres era, and when they had Suarez, Brendan Rodgers, but they felt like their team was good and they should have won more trophies. And now, even in their era of Klopp and the dominance, Man City was just fucking robots, supernatural, and Klopp should have probably won more. Now, with City in the descendants, is it finally their time to reign upon Premier League? We'll have to wait and see. But the way Klopp has left them for Arne Slot, it's clearly a good sign, because at the moment they're celebrating in Dubai with a Premier League trophy, baby. The man, the myth, the legend, the one who brought Liverpool back to the promised land. His name is Jurgen Klopp. La 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 la. Even though he might not have won as many trophies as he could have done, that quadruple just eluding him, the few UCL finals that he did lose, he was the one to rebuild that Liverpool team, win the Premier League back for them, win a Champions League as well, and then go and rebuild it again for Arne Slot to take over. He is a Liverpool legend, and especially in the modern era, a manager who, with a limited budget for a lot of his Liverpool career, he was able to get them fighting against that Man City giant of Pep Guardiola. Liverpool Football Club won the Premier League title in 2019 with a record-breaking 99 points for them, matching the record of the amount of wins, and with countless players flying: Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Alisson in the back of the net, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson. It's a great story, and Liverpool were back on their perch, and although Klopp weren't able to win a second Premier League title, he handed off a very good squad to Arne Slot. La 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 la. And Arne Slot repaid that favour, winning number 20 for them in an absolute destruction of the league. Many people saying that Liverpool are one of the worst Premier League challengers or title contenders ever. They just haven't been challenged. Arsenal have dropped off massively and were very lucky to escape a last game decider for UCL spots. But Arne Slot's Liverpool, for a very long time, were undefeated and absolutely smashed every Premier League team. They had that little blip where they dropped out of the UCL. They lost in the FA Cup, and ultimately, now they've gone on holiday to Dubai. Arne Slot's partying in Ibiza. And at the time of recording this, it's yet to be seen whether they will beat Palace or Brighton. But who cares? They have won it with a few games to spare, and Arne Slot has repaid Liverpool fans and given them number 20, equaling the amount of titles with Man United. And now they will look next season to go on and absolutely dominate this league, reinforcing already with the likes of Frimpong. Kirkes already in discussion. Liverpool mean business, and if Arne Slot could do anything like Bob Paisley did, of winning the amount of trophies he did, Liverpool could be set for an absolute era of domination. With Man City look like they're dropping off, Pep Guardiola's only got 2 years left, the doors are opening for Liverpool to dominate this league. And so far, Arne Slot has proven that he is capable of that. What will his new team consist of? Players will come and go, but as long as they keep their spine, Liverpool FC are set for years of domination. From Anfield to my dining room, rolling in the river. That's what Liverpool were doing when Jurgen Klopp came after their title loss under Brendan Rodgers, pretty much. Stevie G slipping, and I didn't only realise this, but Stevie G pretty much left when Klopp just about came in. Imagine if Stevie G would have been under him and just stayed there for 2 years. It would have been incredible, and to see what he could have achieved would have been very good. But ultimately, he chose to do other things, and this Jurgen Klopp modern era is what has kickstarted Liverpool in terms of being consistent contenders. They could have won the league 2 or 3 times if Pep's Man City weren't as strong. You look at that, obviously the initial finals that he got them to in the Europa League and the Cups, but that season where they lost it by 1 point, they had 1 loss to Man City, and that clearance off the line by John Stones, they would have gone unbeaten. I think they would have got 100 points, would they, as well, and have won the league and won the Champions League. It would have been an incredible season, and that season, for me, if you used to pick, especially in the era that I've watched the late sort of Stevie G era when they had Brendan Rodgers, Suarez, Sturridge, etc., Coutinho, but if I was to pick one Liverpool team at the moment, the Jurgen Klopp team of that season, that Champions League winning side, and also the season afterwards that got the 99 points, for me, watching them, they was electric. You look at Arne Slot's team now and what he's built for them, but them players, they had a system, very regimented, and they played that rock and roll style of football. Pep, for me, is a great coach, but the actual style of play of building up to the opponent's blocks, and this isn't their fault that they all play low blocks, but City very much dominate possession. It's always pass around to try and find that perfect opening, whereas Liverpool sometimes give up a bit of possession to counter-attack. And you saw it this season realistically, but for Jurgen Klopp, he kick-started Liverpool's absolute tremendous triumph and has laid the foundations for Arne Slot to succeed and lift the Premier League trophy. This will go out just after the Crystal Palace game, so I assume that as long as they're not hungover, they lift the title. You know, maybe they've beaten them, maybe they haven't. They don't care, realistically, and you saw that from them going over to Dubai. But on a whole, they have been absolutely exceptional. Mo Salah with another incredible season. When will he stop? I don't know. His longevity, I think he said in an interview actually, he wants to go up to 40. It's great what football players can do nowadays, isn't it? And they have shown that there's no stopping this Slot machine. He is going full force and they look very, very strong. They're going to bring in reinforcements, etc. But this season, you can't fault them. Apart from the salty Man City fans, salty Man United fans, saying that they're one of the worst Premier League title winners or champions ever. I think that's a load of shit, because realistically, if you actually look back along the leagues, teams have won it on 81 points, 79. Leicester, realistically, although it was a miracle, they didn't win it on too higher points. Chelsea have won leagues on 86 points and no one ever questions them. This Liverpool team, besides from the end of the season, they was winning most games and they only had one loss and they dominated games. They beat City twice, they smashed up Man U. There's never necessarily been a game where I thought, oh yeah, this Liverpool team is shit. Are they as good as that Jurgen Klopp side? Listen, probably not. But even that Jurgen Klopp side won the title once. They've won the title. Let them enjoy it, because I'm sure on that game week, on the last game of the season, Liverpool are going to be in absolute dreamland. And they will be in the day of the trophy parade, whenever that is. Slot taking over. There was many question marks. I believe when I did these Premier League predictions, I put them third. That's just because Man City, every time pretty much, I have gone against Man City and asked for Liverpool to win the league or thought that maybe Arsenal win it. Man City have always kept on going, so you just expect normality will resume. Could this be the changing of seats? Does the king now become Arne Slot and Pep Guardiola become the one challenging him? Who knows? But for Liverpool right now, I think they are 100% in safe hands. And I'm sure there's another holiday trip planned for that bloody titles parade. They like to party all the time at the moment. It seems LFC, their titles don't come quick and often at the moment. I know they've had the FA Cup, etc. But in terms of those big bad boys, the Premier League, the Champions League, it's one to cherish for the ages. And this year, to be fair, you've had the likes of Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup, Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup, Liverpool winning the Premier. We've had a lot of diversity, and it's very nice to see compared to the years of Man City domination. Finally, they haven't won a trophy, but turning it back to Liverpool, I think as long as Arne Slot strengthens in a good way, they could have had a bit of extra money if Trent would have stayed, but obviously the amount of money they've got from the league will help them generously. And they need to go out there, secure a few players to then strengthen and go on next season to do even bigger, because there could have been a stage where they might have gone and won the FA Cup, the Champions League and the Premier League. Liverpool obviously can't get a bit too greedy. The Premier League is the one they'll always love. A UCL under Slot's name would also be incredible, but we'll have to see what his first version of this team will be, because obviously Jurgen Klopp's stamp is very much still on this team. Arne Slot hasn't had a transfer window yet, and we'll see what he can do. But at the moment, the horizon looks good for Arne Slot. It's not going to be as easy as this season. Man City will be back. Arsenal will, of course, try to challenge. And there could be one or two other underdogs that maybe creep into that spot. But Arne's got a challenge on his hands. And at the moment, it looks like Liverpool are ready. Anfield, Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. It's a great place to be. The Liverpool fans stand against the rest of the world. And Arne Slot is their leader. Be careful there, Arne. I see you on my shoulder. He's headed to Dubai, but I don't blame him. The Liverpool players have done it, and if it was me winning a Premier League trophy with Aston Villa or whoever, of course I'd be off in Dubai. He's done it all. I don't care about the points and reaching 89 or whatever. Realistically, if you've won the Prem and it's your first season, you deserve to go and have fun. Because at the moment, especially in the football world, we have to be all professional the whole fucking season, but we're not allowed to enjoy the actual celebrations. Crystal Palace have done it. Let them go and enjoy it. Mateta's having fun. Liverpool have done it. Fucking go let whoever wins gets into UCL do it as well, because you've all deserved it and you've all had fun. And Arne Slot, rightly so, should be in Ibiza, but he better not be in Ibiza when the season commences. They can go have their fun right now, but it seems in behind the scenes Liverpool have been down to business. Frimpong, Kirkes most likely going as well. Could they bring in another striker? Because Nunes this season, I'm not gonna lie, he cost them in the Champions League. He probably cost them in the FA Cup, and in the Premier League they probably could have gained 2 or 3 points at least if he'd have put some of those chances away. It's time to really get rid of him, to be honest. He's had enough chance, and it's the first transfer that Liverpool have realistically got wrong. I'm talking a million miles an hour because there's so much to get through. But for Liverpool right now, as I said, from my perspective as a fan of seeing how they've done, one thing that I've saw over the past few seasons is, you see how Man City always used to have, and they probably still do, have this Christmas blip. So up until Christmas, Man City won't necessarily be top of the league. Normally it's Liverpool and Man City are third, maybe fourth, and then they go on an 18-game winning spree. Liverpool tend to, around March, April time, when the season's tasty, they'll be in the Champions League quarter-final maybe, the NFA Cup, semi-final, a Carabao Cup final, something like that. And they'll have their blip. It's normally like a week or two long blip where they'll lose a Prem game, maybe 2 Prem games. And the little spree that they go on where they get 3 or 4 losses knocks them out of all these competitions. The quadruple looks on and then boom, they're out. You remember that where they got knocked out by, who was it in the Champions League? Was it fucking Atlanta or someone in the Europa League? And then they got knocked out by Palace in the Premier League. Didn't necessarily knock them out, but they inflicted a loss of which stumbled their season. But if they could get clear of that and somehow work around it and do what they almost did this season, there will be more challenges next season. Man City are going to fucking want this. Pep's got 2 years to try and sort it out, and I think he is committed to that. It's a different challenge for him, so you'll have to see how he goes there. Liverpool can dominate though. I do believe that, as long as they invest wisely and want this area, because what they almost did under Klopp was, he didn't really get much, did he? I think he got 1 proper transfer window where they reinforced properly, and the rest was sort of down to him. So from that perspective, it wasn't very good. They need to learn from their mistakes and help Arne go and get a few trophies, and also go get a few shots wherever he is. And for the most part, I think that is what he's going to do. The future looks bright for them. Although they've lost Trent, just forget about it. You've won the league. Boo him if you want. I understand booing. Look, it's not for me to say, because I support Villa and Grealish secured us 100 million and we still boo him. I've been over this, but for Trent, yeah, it is a bit ridiculous that he went for free and clearly would have talked to Madrid probably about a year ago. But with all that being said, you've won the title and your players have been excellent. Salah, Van Dijk, they're staying. They're going to have a little party, and the future for Liverpool looks bright. Can they make it 21 in a few years to come? Maybe next year. I think Man United, you should really, really strap yourselves in, because if you don't win that Europa League, you have had a terrible season. And Liverpool FC and everyone in the league realistically will be laughing at you. But Liverpool, they are Premier League champions, and at the moment they're the best team in the league.